Hey everybody, welcome to the AYS podcast. I'm your host, Robbie, and today we're going to be talking about starting your Discord server. Now, in previous episodes, we've kind of talked about things assuming that you already had a server, and assuming that you already knew what a server is. So today, I'm going to fix that lack of knowledge, and the first thing we are going to cover is what a server is. So a server is a great place to hang out with your friends. On Discord, in a Discord server, they have a channel system and a category system. Very important to know. Your categories hold your channels. So let's say you have an info category right at the top of your server. That would hold your rules, your announcements, maybe your partner's channel. Go check out the episode on partnerships too. And then you've got your lounge category, where you hold your lounge, a couple of voice channels, that memes channel that everybody joins your servers for, maybe a bot commands channel or two. Maybe you have your staff category, where you have your staff channels like staff info, staff rules, staff chat. Maybe you even have 3 or 4 staff chats because you have 3 or 4 different staff roles, which we will get to in a minute. Now, the thing about Discord servers is that you can customize pretty much every aspect of it. You can customize the channel names, how many channels you have. You can customize the category names. You can customize the amount of categories to fit your needs. So it really depends on your community what you're going to do. So we're going to be looking at a few popular server ideas that are out there. One of the largest, most standard way of making a Discord server is an advertising sort of setup. Now you can go onto a server listing site and find yourself thousands and thousands of advertising servers, and they all look almost the same with a few tweaks here and there. Right up at the top, you're going to have your info category where they have their basic rules, maybe their partnership channel, updates, announcements. Maybe they have premium service and boost perks. And then they're going to have their lounge section with that memes channel, a VC or two, a couple of other bot commands lounge channels. And then right under that, they're going to have an advertising category. Now, if you were going for an advertising type server, you're going to want to have that advertising category. I would just call it advertising so people know what to look for. Now, in that category, I highly suggest you have your how to advertise channel because some people, they don't know how to advertise. And then you have your advertising channels. So you would have community server advertising server, partnership portals, all that jazz. Everything you can think of should be there. Now, a community server is very different from an advertising server because the point of an advertising server is to advertise. The point of your community server is specific to you. You could have a community about pumpkin pies. You could have a community about one specific game or maybe gaming in general. You could have a community about cartoons, animes, TV shows, whatever you want to call it. So when you're creating that community server, you kind of want to base that server off of the community that you're trying to reach out to. So you would have, of course, your info category with your rules and your announcements. Maybe you would have an info channel just called info that has the story of your community. What is it about? Why are you here? What are you going to do here? Maybe a navigation channel where it tells you, this channel does that, this channel does this. And then your lounge category, which would, of course, hold your general lounge chat and maybe your memes chat and maybe your bot commands chat. But also, if your community is centered around gaming, let's say, maybe you have a Minecraft chat and you have a Roblox chat and you have a Fortnite chat. And then you might have a channel specifically for, requesting games. Let's say who's online in Fortnite right now. Somebody comes in and says that, and somebody else goes, "Oh, hey, I'm online. You want to play?" And then under there, you might have yourself a couple advertising channels. I don't know. Maybe advertise your gaming server because you like to have that option for your gaming-centered community. Now, different communities are different. Maybe yours is based off of a TV show. So you have, a favorite quotes channel, a favorite scenes channel. Maybe you have an events chat where people can give you ideas of events to host. Maybe you're going to host a TV show, maybe a movie marathon night. I don't know. It's up to you. So, with those basic things down, what bots should you use? And what are bots? Now, we have a great episode. We interviewed Andre, who runs the Advertise Your Games and Advertise Your Bot server in the AYS network. And he has a great explanation. And he has a great explanation of what a bot is, does, how you can best use them, and even how you can advertise your own bot that you created. So I highly suggest go checking that out. Andre is a very intelligent person to listen to. Now, there are probably more bots than advertising servers out there, and that's saying a lot. There are more popular bots, and there are less popular bots. And each bot does something different. There's memes bots, there's economy bots, there's music bots, there are plenty of bots. There's moderation bots, there's auto moderation bots. So we are going to be giving you a list of bots that we recommend for your server. Bots that almost everybody's going to know how to use. Bots that are simple, have a purpose, and will be very helpful to your server. So when moderating your server, you can of course right-click the user, and you have your kick, your ban, and your timeout. Now timeout is a new feature. It's basically a mute. It's a very useful feature. We do have a blog post on that, so go check that out. Or is it a Twitter thread? We have a blog post or a Twitter thread, I forgot which one, on that. So I highly suggest you go check that one out. Now, bots make things a little bit easier because instead of searching and fishing down your member list for that user, you have yourself a moderation bot. You can just do your prefix and then mute. And the users, and then of course you have to mention the user, and then the user's muted. Or you could do ban or kick or warn instead. So moderation bots that we recommend for you, YAG PBD is a great one. Dino is a good moderation bot. If you want to go a little classic, old school, Probot's a great moderation bot. Popbot is one that I used to use quite a lot. I don't use so much anymore because it's a little bit outdated. But if you like that classic old Discord feel, go ahead and use that one. Now, these bots come with moderation, of course, and they also come with auto moderation. So, like, if somebody swears in your server, it'll delete that, and you can set it to warn the user. You can set it to ban the user, kick the user, mute the user. You can do everything with that. Now, if you want to pay for all those features, you can of course go the Mi 6 route. But do beware, you have to pay for anything good on Mi 6. If you have a lot of money and you want a little more quality, of course go that route. But for most people starting their brand new Discord server, I would highly suggest using one of the moderation bots we just mentioned. Now, there are fun bots on Discord. This can include Unbelievable, Dank Memer, Atlas is a great one. Now, a couple of these bots do things differently, of course. These are all economy fun bots that I just mentioned. Now, Dank Memer is a global economy, so you invite Dank Memer on your server, and you don't have to do any setup stuff besides content filters. And so Dank Memer is global, which means that your stats on my server would be the same as your stats in AYS, which would be the same as your stats in Sounds World. So you would have all the same stuff in there. Now, Unbelievable is not global. Its economy is solely based on the server. You can customize income roles, income commands, how much income you get, chat money. You can customize your shop. You can customize the prices. But your stats on that server are not going to be the same as the stats on AYS, which are not going to be the same as the stats on Sounds World. Now, I also mentioned Atlas. Atlas is a very unique bot. It's got so many commands. It does moderation for you, but I highly suggest you use Atlas in conjunction with Probot or YAG PBD, simply because having more bots is having more function. Now, what Atlas does, it actually has a couple commands. You can search up memes, you can do a text game, you can gamble, I do believe there is an economy feature. Go to atlas.bot and check that one out. We would have to do an entire episode on Atlas. It has so many features on there. Now, there is one more type of bot that we do have to mention, and that is your good old music bot. Now, quite a while ago, Discord and Google had a little clash with their music bots. So you can't actually use YouTube links with most music bots anymore. So when getting a music bot, you want to make sure you have a Spotify link or whatever link they want to use. And if they're going a little bootleg, they might even let you use YouTube. So make sure you're looking out for what bot you're using, because Google could send it a very flowery cease and desist letter and you won't have yourself a music bot anymore. Now, you have your channel set up, you have your bot set up. Now you want to start promoting your server. Now, you have to ask yourself, do you have money? How much money do you have, if you have money, and how much per month are you going to be able to spend? Now, if you don't have money, there's plenty of free options out there. AYS has a lot of channels. They have over 25 channels for you to advertise in. Plenty of categories that your server fits in. And I did mention at the beginning, there's thousands of advertising servers. So that's potentially thousands, hundreds of thousands of members that your advertise will reach to. Now, if you do have money, you could go the route of paid promotion. Now, many advertising servers do provide paid promotion plans, which means you give them money or you give them a boost and they promote your server, whether it's auto advertisements in a channel, your own custom channel at the top or the bottom of their server. They do plenty of stuff, and you should definitely go check them out. AYS does have a Patreon page and plenty of paid tiers for you to check out. And if you want some other paid promotion options, you can definitely check out shop.ays.gg or our premium services channel right at the top. So, you've got your server set up, you've started promoting. Now you've got yourself a few members. You're going to want some staff, right? You don't want to do everything yourself. We do have an episode on staff structure, so you should go check that out. So you're going to want to start with moderators. What moderators do is they, moderate your chats. Simple as that. You don't need them to do much when you don't have very many members. And as you grow, of course, they will have more jobs to do. And you will want some more staff members. Now, another staff category that we like to suggest that you have is your marketing. You should have a pretty solid marketing team. This includes advertising managers and partnership managers. We do have an episode on partnerships, so if you're not familiar with that term, go check that out. It explains everything. We don't, however, have an episode on advertising people. Basically, what they do is they take your ad and they post it in advertising servers, just like what you do, but it's a different person, and they might do things more efficiently than you. They might have a process. Chances are they've advertised more than you, and they might charge money. So you do have to, when you're in that looking for staff section in AYS, make sure that whoever you're hiring does not charge money if you don't want to pay them money. Or if you do want to pay them money, make sure that they are charging you. Now, you do have your server set up, and you do have bots, and you do have staff, but you have to remember that you have to be persistent with your server. You've got everything set up, and you're growing at a pretty decent rate. Things are going to slow down. Usually, right after 100, 150 members, growth starts to slow exponentially, because your audience that you've been reaching out to for the time up until this point, they're all the same people. If they've seen your ad and they've chosen not to join, chances are they're not going to join your server. So what we do suggest, since Discord has a 100 server limit for non-Nitro members, and there are thousands of advertising servers out there, that you, A, always advertise in AYS, and B, cycle your advertising server so you're getting to a different audience every single time you cycle your servers. Now, of course, with a different audience comes probably different types of people. Now, that is good and it is bad. You want the good type of people that are going to talk and be active in your server and not cause problems. However, you could chance upon a group of raiders, and that's when your moderators come in handy. So make sure you have those. Now, with that said, you have successfully created your Discord server. You've gotten your channels, you've gotten your staff, you've started your advertising, and now you're ready to go check out our plethora of other episodes to check out. So, with that, I have been your host, Robbie, and this is the AYS podcast. I would like to thank you for joining in on this wonderful How to Start Your Discord Server episode. And I would also like to remind you to check out shop.ays.gg if you haven't already. Check out our Patreon page. And if you haven't joined yet, definitely type into your web browser discord.gg/promote. We will see you in the next one.